Ta-da! G'day, Tony here, and welcome back to another Why Not Productions Give It A Go video. Today we'll be looking at removing and cleaning the mass airflow sensors, and we'll be changing the air cleaner and taking another look around and let you know on a few points what I've done in amongst this video. Righto, let's get into it. Righto, welcome back. Fella needed two hands to get the old air box off and get the unplug that thing, the airflow sensor. While we're here, might as well have a look at this thing. See if it's she looks like in there. Get that out. Yeah, okay. We'll be changing that while we're at it as well. And give that a clean inside because I haven't done that for at least a few months. Just a bit neglecting. So what we'll do is we'll unscrew those two screws, both a couple of torque bits, and reveal the sensor, which is hiding in there and probably all gummed up. So we'll give it a good spray with the mass airflow rejuvenator, let it evaporate off and put it back in. Righto, give me a sec. Righto, so a fella's has got this thing out, and what we can do is just give it a good wash and spray, which I've done. But I'm just doing this with a bit of theatricals, just so you can see what it is. Give it a clean, give it a good old shake out, and she'll evaporate off. Make sure it's nice and clean, and I'll clean the inside of all there and make sure she goes back nice and tidy. So here we are, opening up another can of worms, but obviously now pulled out the new filter. That's what it should look like compared to the Miss Greasy over there. We'll jam that in. Just pop it in like so, give it a whack. Seals. I gave a good airbox clean while it's there. So hopefully now she'll breathe a lot better. I'm a bit happier than that thing. And we'll put the mass airflows back in. They've evaporated and rejuvenated enough. There's that little bugger. She's in there. Let's get this pull out. As you can see, she's a few deposits in there. Let's have a... Okay, we'll give that a bit of a clean. Give her a spray with this rejuvenator. And I've just got a little pizza box down there just to... So of course, give it a bit of that. Oh, we'll give her a shake and make sure not to damage the filament. Nothing like another one. Hit it with that. Brand new. Yep. Good as gold. Well, I'm back. It only took me 2 lunar cycles, 9 days and 18 hours to get this box back on, because trying to seat those clips in and get it on the right angle to flip it in there without trying to snap off the old brake reservoir, which was fun. But as you can see, also my grommets have perished, so nothing. Bit of bush mechanics, cable ties don't fix. So that's all done. Clean that sensor and all inside. And next thing I'll show you is the new suspension upgrade. Alright, just in this next caption I'm going to let you know what I've done with the suspension lift, and replaced the rear rotors, Brembo rotors, Bendix pads, which gave me, with the 20mm space on top of the struts, gives me about 40mm lift. And all underneath, it's nice and tidy, clean. Crawl up under here. Got all the lower bushes and that changed. The new shocks, Munros, and everything this is quite in good working order. And what I might notice and tell you is, let me just crawl up here like a wriggly worm. I've removed the bash plate from under the transmission just to have a look under there and see what's going on, and quite surprisingly it's clean as a whistle, which I've had that serviced about 6 months ago. The good guys down at Fluid Drive. Yeah, so I took the cover off just to have a look and see what's going on in there, and apart from under there, that's clean, but you can see what that look like. So I'll give that a clean and rip off that foam insert and see what I'll do about that. But on the next stage is what I'm going to do is give this stuff a go. Intake decarb. Clean up all the upper cylinder, all the carbon that builds up because of the ECG and all the rest of it. It just sucks it back in, which I wouldn't mind getting an actual carbon box put on, because these things do get a lot of carbon. As you can see, it has had a touch of the old Black Death, but all the injectors and everything been changed or refurbished. So until the next thing, we'll have a look and see what else we can find. Rightio. Awesome, carbon. Let me start that again. Okay, take two. Just wanted to mention, everyone who owns one of these may have the dreaded hump going. So just that irregular idle and so forth. So as you can see, this one has had a touch of the Black Death, but all the injectors and everything have been replenished, just rejuvenated, and they work fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Blows no smoke. But I will say that rear one I've had changed, and it completely has eliminated that problem. I was going to do the front one as well, but there's no issue. As soon as I changed that, which I got off the old online sales, it's 20 odd bucks. It's cheap as, and it was the best investment so far. And on the next chapter, we'll be giving this stuff a go. I've heard a few good things about it, so I'll give it a spray in there, decarbonate all the whole lot, the whole running intake, take it from the front all the way to the back, take all this off, give it a squirt about 2,000 to 3,000 revs, burst and burst, and we'll see what that does. Okay, I just wanted to recap on the tyre situation. These are brand new tyres, Tyre Open Country, which are a very good tyre, but upon slashing my front tyre on a Saturday morning and having to drive around on the old original Space Saver tyre was the only option I had. I had a 2-hour window, so these tyres aren't exactly the size that I want to go for, but like I said, on a 2-hour break, I have to give the guys at Continentals down in Mitcham in Melbourne. He was the only guy who could help me out at that time, so great plug to him, and I'll be going back there. But as you can see, these are only 245s, so I will be changing these to a bigger tyre so they actually fit better in the lift, and it just gives it a better look. So I'm going to see if I may advertise these tyres for sale and reinvest in a bigger set. Righto, for this next topic, I'd like to mention I've had all new fuel lines and everything put in, as the old ones were brittle and cracked and leaking and so forth, and that was a major job. Not a cheap one either, I might add. But upon changing all this and that, and then a new diesel filter, sometimes these old girls just don't like to be fiddled with. So upon that, I have a small tiny dribble coming from under the high pressure pump. Can't see it at the moment, but once I give it a run and a few onions, as someone says, you can smell a bit of diesel, so you may have to look at maybe reconditioning this pump, but it's not leaking to the point where I'm worried about it. But if anyone else knows or has any of the similar, give us a tinkle down the bottom square and let me know how you went about it. Thanks. Right, as I'm awkwardly lying on my back on the side doing my vertebrae, a bit of stretch to show you underneath the new suspension upgrade, which I will put in the comments of the models of the Munro shocks, front and rear. I didn't do the springs because they weren't needed, but as I said earlier, I've got the spacers on top of those struts, which gives me 40mm lift, so they're 20mm spacers. And as you can see, as I was saying before, when I got the new tyres, I had to drive around on this thing, and you can't see from there, but there is a lot of cracks in that tyre, so good idea to get a new spare. And I'll link in the description. Actually, these shocks were really good value for money, as in I didn't really want to go the Bilsteins because I don't think that it's worth it, but these are nice heavy duty Munro Magnums, and I'll put in the box the part numbers for front and rear, and great value.